and welcome back. My name is Cassandra Bright, and today we're discussing, what are we discussing? We're discussing the TikTok and availability of what's possible on TikTok. Now, the last video, I was actually attempting to create the video on how to create on TikTok. However, the mistake I made was that I pulled a card. This is an awareness factor for you, not a make wrong, but just letting you know that the energy guides me to where it wants to go. So the card brought on new energy shifts. So what I'm going to attempt to do is I'm going to go back into the ideas around posting and creating content, staying on task this time, and I have not touched the cards. I'm actually going to put a cover over them so I don't even look at them, because a lot of voices come to me and tell me, you know, do this and 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 do this, which is how I work nonstop for 20 hours a day sometimes. Okay, so YouTube or TikTok is a beautiful platform to create ads, content, and many educational spotlights of your major content. And you can actually start on TikTok creating your foundation pieces of the big ticket stuff. Meaning, in the old days, I used to sit in front of a camera and not know what to say. Then I started creating on the Instagram story and TikTok, and I started talking so much that now I'm able to create 1 hour plus content of natural content. So you want to take a look at TikTok in many different elective ways of your macro, which is the big major umbrella, which is your definite purpose, and then some micro content. So for example, my big content is God and Jesus' lifetime. It's always the major umbrella. And then yoga, essential oils. It's like a multi-level marketing. You know, it's like God, oils, marketing, yoga, spirituality, right? It's how you create your content. And then within your spirituality, who are your favorite teachers? Louise Hay, Wayne Dyer. They're calling me to create content with them. In marketing, what do you know about marketing? I know about the macro. I know about micro. I know about NFT. Maybe that's even a sub content, right? So you basically make a multi-level marketing diagram. You've got yoga. Well, who's your yoga teacher? I'm Baptiste Yoga. It's the only yoga that's good out there. And then what do you know about Baptiste Yoga? You're educating people, and then you create your little legs there, right? You always want to give the props to the person that you're utilizing the information as your mentor. If you create something new, then obviously you still give yourself the credit, but who gives a crap? That's the problem with most people, is they're so ego-driven. It's like, who cares? When it comes to oils, you find your product in all of this. Not, I'm going to sell sunglasses. The sunglasses that come from Amazon, you know, are cheap. We're looking for a honey empire here. We're here looking for you to have a fabulous, grounded, positive, definite purpose in your life. Now, looking at your list, because you might be into, I have another leg that's, channeling. I also have another leg that is sports consulting, so consulting business. Okay? You might be focused on sports cards. For me, my sports cards are going to go under, I don't know where my sports cards would go. I think they would go under consulting. No, they would go under something else. I don't know. It gets a little complicated for me because I have a lot of like little hands in different pockets, right? Maybe it would go, actually, I feel like it would go in the NFT. So my cards would go in NFT. My NFT would go under NFT. And then Ethereum would go under that. or something, right? I mean, you're going to create it yourself. That's the joy of the process. And you might start out with this as your diagram. Maybe you have 3 things that you want to focus on. That's it. Pick 3 things to start off creating content over, creating content on. 1 big topic, 3 small things attached to the big topic. It really helps if it's all associated with each other, because then you can create a more uniform version. You want to find a mentor in each department that you're going to look at, as in, what is it in them that I see that I want in myself, in ideals? Meaning you don't want to be just like them. You want to incorporate yourself into what they're doing. But how am I going to present their work? Give them the, what's it called? The pat on the back. It's as simple as saying, I'm studying Cassandra Bright's work. I'm studying Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm in the Vayner Nation. I'm in the Vayner Nation. I'm in the I'm a Bright something. I don't know. I haven't figured out my name for my community yet. Bright Vibes. I'm Bright Vibes. I'm with Bright Vibes. I'm in the Bright Vibes community. Right? I just don't like people using my name too much. It makes me feel weird. It's like the shyness thing for me that comes up. But whatever, who cares? Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to find your filming location. This is where it gets fun. This is a fun part. The hard part comes into play when you actually start having to produce. Because it took me a while to get kind of explore and get to know my books and, do the work behind it. That's the fun part. Because that's when you start feeling lit up by life and stuff. You're like, oh, anything's possible. And then when nobody shows up, you're like, well, dang. Anyway, so I talked to you about in the last video of filming stuff or practicing filming yourself. At first, it might feel a little awkward, but that's the point. But you must start producing. Now, Gary says you should produce, how many pieces a day? I've produced up to 130 pieces of content in one day before. That's like easy peasy to me, even back in the old days. I'm like a machine gun content producer. I literally don't even watch my videos how you watch your video over and over to make sure it's cool? I don't even watch the video. I point, shoot, post. Point, shoot, post. Point, shoot, post. Point, shoot, add, post. Point, shoot, watch, add, post. Point the camera. Shoot the film. Watch. That's for beginners, is the watch phase. You can only watch it up to 2 times. 2 times and delete. Or 2 times and keep. And then you'll know how many pieces of content you've produced. Right? Then you want to add in your things that we're going to talk about today, and then you're going to post it. Then you're going to hashtag, and then you're going to @ people. In the beginning, adding people is a little uncomfortable too, but you can do it. You can brave it out. You don't know who you might affect in that @ moment, but you might actually get a response, and that's what hurts people, because they're afraid they're going to get a response. So now that we've got the baseline, you got a baseline of your videography, you've got the content, you got the baseline, and then now you start, and you got the education, you're working on the education, so you're evolving with the education, meaning just because you are now producing content doesn't mean you have to stop learning, right? Going into TikTok, you have a 15-second film, a 60-second film, or a 3-minute film. The 15-second film is, you're all in your mindset. Most people don't want to watch a 3-minute video for some reason, because the person that's talking is boring. Most people can only tolerate a 15 to 60-second film, which is why my content is so interesting. Because most of you watch it until the end. And then you try to steal my stuff. Now, there's a difference between stealing someone's stuff and then generating content off of it. Stealing has ill intentions. The stealing comes from you want them to fail so you can win, versus being inspired by. Take note of that one when someone starts stealing your content and you don't say nothing. You always want to know that there's a filter button that can accidentally turn off. Meaning depending on what platform you are on, the filming views are different. So right now I have a big ring light on with my, one of my selfie sticks. My phone's plugged into the wall. I made up my homemade background. I took 20 minutes to get ready, and I've written some things down that I'm going to share with you. So some people need to write things down and some people don't. But in the beginning, I would recommend that you write stuff down. Let's see. We've got the video. Next step is to decide if you're going to do a 15-second video, if you're going to do a 60-second video, or you're going to do a 3-minute video based on the content you created. 15 seconds are good because if you've watched my content, it depends on where I'm at. 15 seconds is like nothing. Meaning it usually is a dance video or a inspirational mini video or an ad. So the ads are getting shorter. I mean, literally you could grab a bottle of empathy wine, take a 15-second video, put a song backgrounded to it, and then do glitter coming off of it. And you got an ad. Buy empathy. I actually just made an ad right here, and then it would take me less than a minute to make that. Now, because I've built a trust situation with you, meaning I'll be honest with you, I like the rosé empathy. I don't like the red and the white empathy. It gives me a headache. But it's also the growing phase of wine. It's evolving. Every year, I'm not going to go into a wine discussion. Meaning every year of a wine bottle has a different flavor. It's not like you're making plastic. That's why they're like, the year of 2018 of empathy wine was not a good year. The year of 2023 when Cassandra was on board was a good year. Because she walked down the grape aisle and talked to the grapes and they all laughed together. Anyway, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay. So that's how quick you can make a 15-second. A 60-second and a 3-minute is more educational stuff of where you're trying to create a movie. You do a mini movie where you act, which is your micro. Or you could do a song, a 60-second song. So do you see how you can alter your time frames with people? And it actually gives a good variety if you kind of accentuate in and out. Now, the way that I do my content is as if it's a podcast. Record, talk, post. I don't even put any, I just do maybe a filter and then maybe a title and then maybe a song behind it and then I post it. That's it. Because sometimes when you've got too much going on, your viewer gets bored. Especially though when you're first starting out. Because you always want to remember that people are just like you. And when I say that, you're looking for your community. Who gives a crap about those plastic hoes? I do not give two shits about what Plastic Hoe is doing at some dumb party with some psychopaths. They're doing psychopath stuff. Like in the video of Taylor Swift, when they dancing around the fireplace and witchcraft. True story, by the way. You never know who you're going to inspire versus stealing content, meaning all of Taylor Swift's new album is all inspired by me. And not like I'm gloating about it. It's just what's so. It's like, okay, cool. You never know with your creative development, even if you think it's the stupidest thing on the planet, how it's going to evolve. You got to start somewhere. The first step, Bob Proctor or Napoleon Hill, I can't remember which. It starts with the first step. Then you have to have the goal of the finish line. So we've got your, we got to make sure that you're doing your 17 laws to success, setting your goal, finding your beginner phase of your definite purpose. And then you're literally on your way. We're like, but the byproduct is the physical product. I work mostly on the, what do you call it? It's not brand, it's your authentic self. Y'all call it brand, but brand is fake. Brand is a product. I ain't no brand, I can tell you that much. I am a person. I am an authentic person. That is a nasty word, and I refuse to have a brand. The Honey Empire is a brand. You want to choose your filter. So you kind of can have a theme or image in your mind, but it really gets a little fun when you're able to see the filters. So there's a filter aspect. When you first record, you can go slow, medium, or fast, which you can copy dances and duets. Or if it's a trending dances are cool because it's like everybody's on the same wavelength. However, the music that they're trying to portray out to you is toxic music. So it's hard at this time to find the rhythm because generations are all like this. This new generation doesn't know how to dance. You can see it on Dancing with the Stars. The whoa. That's not dancing. Dancing is like this, you know? So the speed, you can do a fast video or slow video. You can also flip the camera forward, like that way, away from me, or at yourself. Now, when you film TikToks, you want to make sure you film your TikToks like this, long ways, because it won't look right. And you can't flip it either. Let's see. Effects, when you duet someone, so you can duet other videos, which is, remember how I told you that you can go viral on duets? That's how most people go viral, because somehow you tap into someone else's fan base, and then they will like your page, and then it's the most successful way to go viral. During the viral video, you can utilize the filters on the bottom. You know, where you have like the fancy filters behind you. And so you can get creative with backgrounds, which is kind of fun. Let's see. Now the green screen is where you can, sometimes I'll go out into the world and I'll take a picture of a fence or a picture of a garden. And then I will post the picture and then I'll duet my own video. And I don't care who sees it. I don't care who sees it at first. But I need it as a duet. Now, when you duet it, you have to make sure that the song is placed first, or you can't add a song. With a duet, you can talk over. You can do dialogue over, I think. I think that's the one. There's one version of it that you can't talk over, and I always forget which one it is. Which to me is a problem. So sometimes I'll actually make a video where I'm talking and then my voice of myself will come back in a recorded version of me talking to myself, which keeps it interesting. You see how many outlets of creativity that can be created? Oh, it's the beauty mode. You want to make sure the beauty mode's on. Because sometimes TikTok will play tricks on you and turn your beauty mode off. There's the filter for the portrait, landscape, food, and vibe. I don't utilize that as a guide for me. I don't necessarily really use filters other than the beauty mode filter. But if you have a certain color theme that you're kind of doing in February, it's kind of boring, but it's interesting for you because that's who you are as a person. I was going to say brand, but that's not how I operate. So I just discovered this today, is that you can add clips of other things in the beginning, and then you can add yourself at the end. So it's like adding a meme to begin a pre-phase of your video. So I did a video earlier today with Gary Vaynerchuk saying, is this thing on? And then I did a talking video telling you that I was making this video to prepare you that I'm making this video on YouTube. Are you seeing the routine? It's a lot. It's a lot to learn. It's practice. You got to practice it. Let's see. Sometimes my videos are just easy as someone else's creativity, a filter. The problem with those filters is that their energy ends up all over you. So you better be ready to battle. So they're making, the people that work at TikTok are making their faces your face. Isn't that gross? So you'll see a woman's face, and then you put her face on top of your face, and she thinks it's cool that there's a million people running around with her face on top of your face. That's nasty. Most people want a filter because it's goofy, or it's different, or the lighting adds and accentuates. The cool ones are the ones that have the ones I did yesterday with the, Gary really likes the one where I'm in the pink dress. I like that one too, honey. It's good. The one where I'm, it's blue or pink, and then I'm like dancing. But I forget the theme that was, it's like my eyebrow was blue. So it was like artsy. And then I added words behind it, right? And then a message, I think. And then you add song to it. You can add pictures in with a green screen. So there's a lot of different aspects of the green screen that I think is just fabulous, because you can add in other people's videos. You can add in your videos. I mean, it would take me a whole episode, and I would need computer assistance to show you the different ones and the ideas that I come up with of my video and what I'm thinking when I'm showing you Gary Vaynerchuk dancing, or his face on me. Remember that one? Sometimes it's just creative, but there's always a message involved. And sometimes I don't even know the message, which is the funny part. Staff. I know the staff was in there. Maybe it was protection or something. Sometimes I do things for protection. It's like, that's my staff. Those are my people. Those are my friends. Those are my family. I got your back. I'm going to protect you. Got that? That. You can do a timer on your phone. You can time yourself to go 3 seconds or 10 seconds. Sometimes I do 3 seconds if I just want to go boop, back up. And sometimes I do 10 seconds because I want to position myself into a specific pose for 10 seconds. So then I'm over there going like this. It's really actually funny to watch someone do a TikTok. 10-second timer. and then you're like making the video. And you're like, crap, because sometimes a 10-second timer is a little too long. And what you really needed was a 5-second timer or a 7-second timer. And then sometimes you needed a 15-second timer. And what you can also do with the timers is, well, no, with the music. So you can add in your music, and then you can stop the music at a certain point. to then reposition yourself into another position. So you could technically, which I haven't really done this too much, but you stop it over here. You could make a new video over here, and then you can transition from this point to this point, and it'll look really cool. Make sense? So you see how there's like so many combinations, which is so cool, and nobody's using it. This is the craziest part ever. Okay. You can add photos. So if you see me, I love this. This is one of my favorite things about TikTok, is I can take a picture of Gary Vaynerchuk in any form that looks, you know, him doing whatever. I can cut myself out of a picture. I can cut him out of a picture, and then I can plaster 2 pictures on a form of vision, right? So for example, I did one today where he and I were ready to rumble. The reason I did the ready to rumble one is because I just did a really powerful video on, what is it called? Vayner Sports, asking people to apply for positioning at the Vayner Sports group to be mentored or whatever, managed or whatever they do over there. And they all are going to go into battle over it. So I put Gary Vaynerchuk going like this, and so there's underlining meaning there. And then myself looking cute, and then Muhammad Ali, and then a kangaroo boxing, and then versus Vayner Sports, right? Now there's underlining meanings telling you that we also work with boxers, expanding the market for Vayner Sports to let you know we work with all athletes. Because I'm very clear on this, that I'm interested in protecting the athlete from this nonsense. And that's a fact. Because if you are having a concussion, and this is your 10th concussion, I'm sorry. Not only am I going to heal you, but I'm going to tell you you ain't fighting this week. Do you want to have permanent brain damage? Do you want to die? Because you can still die. And then I would probably start crying. Anyway, and then what could potentially happen from that video is the person who wants to be on the team could do a duet with that. Or an up-and-coming boxer could make a video with that. Which makes it potential, when my page is visibly viral, for the boxer to go viral. And that's coming from a business sense, but how much fun is that? How much fun is that? To get creative with your neighbor and not having 2 thoughts around the video that they made about it. To just have fun with your persons. I mean, I make duets all the time with Rye and with Gary where I'm actually in the videos. Okay, we got the duration, numbers. Oh, you can hashtag in the video, which puts a visual in front of someone's eyes. Not as a sales pitch, but as a micro expansion for getting people to know you. You can do polls, which can create new content off your content. And you can add photos, which I talked to you about. Sometimes I'll have, you'll see me do the 12.5 breakdowns. It literally will take me about 30 minutes to make the video of me picking a song. The hardest part is picking the song that I like. I have so many songs that I like, but it's like, you know, when you're in that moment where you're like, what song am I going to pick? Picking the song and then doing a 15-second video where I dance to the video, use a filter, pick a word, inspire the people, add in little memes here and there if I want. It can start off bland and boring, however, expands into the one where I did with ambition, where Gary Vaynerchuk's going like this. I'm over here doing a handstand. And then there's a circle that says ambition, which is Gary Vaynerchuk's book in the background. And then it goes from, what's it? The catfish. I think it's the catfish. Creative catfish to turning into a heart. Powerful content in 15 seconds. It took me less than 3 minutes to make that. Maybe 5 minutes. That night, well, all together, because it took me about an hour to make 12 and a half pieces of content that night, because I had to from start to finish. I feel like it was 2.5 hours. It may have been less. I don't know. Maybe an hour. It felt like a long time. I was like, ugh, I don't know if I'm going to make it through. Because, you know, you're also dispersing a lot of energy. You can film the 15-second content pieces by choosing a song, doing the dance, having the filter. I literally will make a video and just do as I go. Pick a filter, pick a song, film 15 seconds, put it in the drafts, and then keep going, because they're always coming out with new filters. There's Q&A. I don't really like Q&A. I think it's dumb. It's always stupid questions. When is your period and stuff like that? I'm like, none of your business, you know? Like, if you're going to have a real solid question, like, I might consider answering it, but these questions that the generalized questions are really stupid. You can add they've created the story now on TikTok, which is interesting because it's a little challenging because you can't upload anything else while the TikTok story is going on, but it's a good place to run a video to test out the market if you want to go that route, which sounds silly to me. But it deletes in 24 hours. Sometimes today I reminded everybody that Calm Clam and that me and Gary Vaynerchuk are the king and queen of NFT. So I put that one in the story. You can enhance the color of your pictures in video. You might be able to do it with a video too, but I can't remember. They're like really coming at me right now. Let's see. We've got your effects and filters. Effects are going to be your trending visual, motion effects, transition, and split. So it's like when you see me post a picture or something, and then there's like a box and it flips, and then goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it slides over. That's all in effects. From the glittery sparkles that I use, that's all in effects. Let's see what else. You can't do multiple effects, meaning you can't do trending, visual, and transition. You can only do one. Which is fine. You don't want to have too much going on in there, but that's what all the stickers, because you can do text message, and then you can change the font. You can have the little voice say the name, the words of the font. Like ambition, you can have it say ambition, and then it can be in cursive, or it can be in different types of lettering, which gives a visual adjustment if you use different lettering. You can use stickers. You can use stickers like, sometimes I will just look at what's in my mind, and I do a lot of glitter. So I'm like glitter, and then I see what glitter pops up. And then if I want the eye to go up to the top where Baron Baptiste going like this, then I put glitter up there. It's like simple. Or if I want Gary Vaynerchuk to know I love him, I put a heart on him. Or if I want to, let's say, I'm trying to think now. I'm looking for VeeFriends, right? This is one thing that bugs me about VeeFriends, just to let y'all VeeFriends know, is that you gotta put catfish. You know what I mean? VeeFriends catfish. Or VeeFriends cowboy. Because it literally wastes me at least 20 minutes a day looking for the VeeFriend that I'm looking for, unless I have you putting the name in, like a black cat. And so then it frustrates me and then it stops my flow. I think you can use filter and your effects in the same though. You can tag your location. So if you're promoting a business, you can do that, which gives them a shout out, which is always nice. And then you can, let's see, when you're duetting, you can duet with a filter behind you. You can lay it out in different ways where you're on the left, they're on the right, or you can switch it. You can do green screen where you're in the video. You can react to their video, or you can be top and bottom where it's like half screens. And so those are all visual. All this is visual. And then you add in your layers of information and education. You can do emojis, which is really the same as like if you had an emoji in your phone and your text. But sometimes it's, I guess if you're over there, you can grab it. And then there's a new thing that just started with TikTok where you're able to do a little bit in depth of what they're up to, which is you can split screen, meaning you can split your camera or your video up and you can do different things in this section or this section. You can put music at the end instead of only at the beginning now. You can overlay old videos on top of new videos, and it's so easy. You can sound sync your video to your movements, which I haven't really done too much with that. And then you can even add in sounds, like today I added a shower sound, just to show you shower sound, underlining of music. Those 4 things. I think that's where they're at with the 4 things. But it's basically like a easier version if you're familiar with the Apple Movie. It's a little easier than, it's more user-friendly than the Apple. Because I used to attempt to work with that one. Inspiration comes from everything that's around you. I literally get inspired every second of every day. And in every moment, I want to create about 10 million different videos. I look at this. I could look at this. You could give, this is like an exercise. We're going to be doing exercises in the seminars of you creating videos. Well, go make a video with this. You and your community get this. Go make a video. You get 10 people in your group. Not only are we going to be, see the thing is you're coming in from an over. So I always talk about this over and under thing. Over is coming in at the top where I'm giving you the information. You haven't experienced any of this yet, right? Coming in from the bottom is experience, meaning I have literally been in the dirt, coming from the bottom, moving to the top, meaning I have experience in inspiration of evolution in content, meaning you may know all this stuff already. However, you have no heart in you because you were handed $4 million to do nothing. You're like, okay, well, I'll just put on a filter and then I'll do this and I'll do that. Now, the education comes in when you come into the seminar and you stand in a microphone and you share with 10 million people. 10 million people? 500 people. Yeah, I was abused on the internet and I really hurt my feelings or something like that. And that's pretty much everybody, by the way. However, you still act as if the people who are abusing you are nice people, which is the problem. Because the whole philosophies around what Gary Vaynerchuk speak of make perfect sense if you're in a sane world. However, we're living in an insane world at this time. So at this time, you don't operate at a nice level when other people are not nice, do you? No, you don't. You battle. And you battle and you battle and you battle until you take them out. Because when he talks about the taking someone else's tower down, he is talking about good people working together, not crap people, which is what was misconstrued from the very beginning of all of this. Which is another reason why we're in this space. But a perfect space to be, because in some way, shape, or form, we pulled out some of the biggest demons in the history of the universe. So this is all new too to everyone. We're in the age of Aquarius. I walked you through this weird thing, and it was purposeful so we could battle these demons and get things back. Not even back. I would say start a new way. Like when Jesus came to the first time that we know of. I mean, there's been Jesus's, I always call it myself Jesus's lifetime, because it's so much easier to call myself Jesus in this lifetime than to explain to you what I was able to do. Noting that Jesus is not here anymore, meaning I could go at any time. It's not a big deal. However, then you would be back exactly where you started. I'm not going anywhere, though. I am Jesus' lifetime. I was telling the over and the under thing. The over is someone coming in and looking at this going, I know everything. Yeah, but you don't know that the reason why I put a clip there was to get you interested or something. Surprise. Surprise. It's a purpose for everything. I don't know. My mind went blank. I feel like I gave you plenty of information, though. Experience is the best teacher. And right now, everyone's mind manipulated by this guy. The worst human. Well, I always say that. The worst human in history. He's a horrible human being. He is not. He's like a cult leader, okay? He's a cult leader. I saw him in an interview this morning. I haven't ever watched any of his stuff except for like a 2-minute video, and then a video a long time ago where I ended up purchasing not his book, but the book that he read to get him to walk, and I read that book. And when you've got the wrong person in spiritual control who teaches manipulation instead of transformation, you got people like Mona Van running around, and it's exactly why you experience yourself around her when you're around her. I gave you the tools this morning in the video of how she abuses you. See, if you're grounded in love and peace and harmony, then you get good results. But if you're grounded in evil intent, which is self-centered bullcrap, meaning she doesn't have any feeling about herself even. You know, it's always that conversation around she doesn't love herself. No, she loves herself. That's the problem, is because you talk to her as if she's being able to be repaired. And I'm telling you right now, she loves herself. She's evil as a snake. And I even say a snake. Adam and Eve was a woman because she's a manipulator. More women came. Manipulation, 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 manipulation on men, manipulation on men. Then men were manipulated away from the good women. Same story in this lifetime. The men were manipulated away from the good women, and then the men are miserable. And then the women are miserable. And that's demon activity. Same thing with the internet. You're manipulated into the wrong people, leaving the good people who have good things to teach, who have potential, however they need to grow and expand on the internet, leaving the platforms. And then you got people like Joe Dispenza teaching you spiritual teachings, which then leaves you drinking the Kool-Aid. And then those of you who know about drinking the Kool-Aid, the dude had everybody drink Kool-Aid, which had poison in it. Look at his face. He has Botox. Third eye center. Watch how he talks about sexual seduction when it comes to your spiritual seduction. Use spiritual arousal, he says. Have elevated emotions. Be better than other people. Change the pattern. Transformation. Trans. Teaching people how to change normal existences. Lead with your heart. That's basically like him saying, what is your desire? That's your heart. Change your energy. Make yourself better than them. Know everything. Become conscious that you're better than everybody else. That's what he teaches in an energetic form, because he's the clearing of the space for all these celebrity females. Invest in yourself. Be selfish. Break the chains of the losers that are on the low social class. Work on yourself. It's all about me. Look at how pretty my outfit is. You want to have sex? That's what him and Mona did. Not to mention all the other ones that flock to him because they think he's powerful in his meditation. How do I know this? Because I've taken one of his meditations and I held the meditation for less than a minute. And I said, oh, hell no. Have fun. Drink a lot. Do what you want. Put yourself on that pedestal if it makes you feel good. Write it all down. I'm brainwashing you with facts. And I'm a researcher too, because I had neurological studies in the past. Meaning he's also working with the CIA to transform thought patterns across the globe using women like Mona Vand to manipulate you all. And I just discovered it this morning. That's some crazy stuff, isn't it? That's why it's important for you to be very aware of what's going on the internet with filters, with the effects, because everything on here is also a potential brainwashing for you based on the person creating the content. Meaning, I know that if I put 3 forms of text message that says optimism, 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 you're going to go through your day valuing your life in optimism. Oh my God, what a crime. However, some people are going to come to you with, you got anxiety, you got anxiety, you got anxiety. Now that's a crime. I also know bursts of color in the right moment attached to the right sound will remind you to text at winetext.com. However, I know that $11.11 is a product, a deal. It's a deal. It's like a really amazing deal. And the intention behind the sale is a gift. But I also know that you have brains and sense about yourself that I just posted optimism, and that you're going to bling. Oh, that sounds cool. But then after the bling, you'll be able to choose whether you want to actually send that text message for winetext.com, which becomes the clearing for the space. Not a manipulation tactic, which is how they all operate. How are we always going to expand in money so much? I mean, what are we going to be? Gazillionaires in 20 years? Well, I can tell you right now, we're not going to have an earth, that's for sure. It used to cost 99 cents for gas when I was little. However, now they're trying to transition us out of gas into electric, which we discovered last night on the podcast with the guy who used to work at the Washington Post. What else do I want to tell you? This opportunity for what TikTok is taking out celebrities. It's really taking out influencers too, really. You have to learn how to be yourself. You have to learn how to be with people. And even somebody who says that they are not very good with people, I'm going to tell you right now, that's a lie. Meaning, it's not you, it's them. I can be with any person as long as they're a good person. There are things about people that are annoying, but those people are usually not good people. Meaning you don't even have to say words on here. You literally sit there and look at the camera and do an overvoice. You know what I mean? I told you there's combinations of everything. You don't even have to show your face. I've even proven to you, you can show a card. Just show a card like my friend does. The Exorcist, light attribute, freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. Shadow attribute, fear of facing your own demons. A lesson for you on the archetypes. Every time I show you a card, it's a lesson for you on the archetypes. That's why it's beautiful that me and this other person post cards. So you get to evolve yourself in your own education. The cool part about it is today you might just show a card, but next week you might actually show yourself. Learning light pattern, figuring out that you have a plethora of books and tarot cards behind you. You purchase a little desk. You use the massage table to put your camera on your selfie stick. And then you accent it with a filter. You add a little effect to your video. And then you grow in pieces and layers. And you let the demon take itself out the door. Because the demon's the one telling you that it ain't good. And when you think it's not good, then everybody else is going to think that it's not good too. This is like the other way you could do it. Post your video. Watch it. Let it sit overnight. See it tomorrow. You already got it. You say you duet it. and then you add to it. And you're like, oh, that makes more sense. And you know, sometimes people do have a theme where it's always the same filter and always the same effect. Because then it draws people into, oh, look, she's already put up her card for the day. And her message is always so powerful. And then once you do that, you get comfortable and then you start expanding your ideas. And that's all this is. It depends on how expansive you want to be. It's like people are like, well, I don't need to come to the conference. Well, then they don't come. Do not come. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be fun. And there's always going to be new stuff there, and God's going to be there and stuff like that. And then you're always going to be up against some a-hole that's going to try to take you out. That's how evil this crap is right now. And you got to remember, we're all learning. Meaning, even when we reach paradise, we're going to be dealing with things within ourselves to evolve. Plus, we have children that are still learning. And there will always be the demon in the space. However, right now, more people are listening to the demons and our demons than there are the positive. Democratic Party. I guess I should say that's not the truth. It's more so along the lines of their voices are louder. Meaning they have the platforms because they've taken over with majestics and mind manipulations, which it's interesting for mind manipulation. I keep trying to tell you, but you still don't get it. Some of you get it, but some of you don't. Let's see if I can draw it. This is a thought. This is your thought in this moment. This is someone else's thought. You encounter this person. This thought is now this thought. However, somebody over here is watching this and sees that this thought is not real. This is your thought. However, this person's convinced you this is the thought. And then you can't even see your way out of the thought to see that this is the thought. However, this is me. And I can see very clearly that this person's trash. And they only want you to think this thought is because they want money and power and to overtake your energy so they can be happy and you can be devastated. And you don't necessarily even realize that it's coming from them because they're coaching you. But she's so nice. Look how nice she is. And then you have to battle this now because now you've created a plug. Because this plug always comes to you. And you're like, I don't think so. I can't stand you. You're disgusting. Cannot stand you. And then it literally takes work because guess what? You'll cut the tie, comes right back. 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 That's how you have to have strength. Be very, it's even more than self-awareness. It's the battle. It becomes a new battle for you. because that thought has been Joe Dispenza manipulated into your mind. It's crazy, y'all, I swear. To the point where you go back to the thought. And you're like, oh yeah, oh shit, blind spot, shit, blind spot. And then what was the other thing? So go back. It's more than strength. It's like having a shield. Boom, boom, boom. But then you got them at this direction, in this direction. Boom, shield, 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 shield. Because you're self-aware. It is self-awareness, but it's like stronger than self-awareness. And I can't think of what the word is. But maybe it'll come to me later. So anyway, that's our hour-long conversation that I promised I would give you on social media in the beginner stages of your creation of your content. I hope that you enjoyed it. It's really simple. It's super fun. It doesn't take a long time. Start producing content. Start producing content. You gotta start producing, otherwise you'll just never, it'll all just still be the same. So we're gonna keep our definite purpose, positive mental attitude. We're going to, example, we all know I'm talking about a certain person, and I put trash by that. Now, who says trash talk? Word association. Do you see how it works? So now you're going to struggle with associating trash talk with that trash. It's how silly it is. However, inside you know that it is, that they're not together. However, that's the mind manipulation I'm trying to express to you. That's how psychotic this crap is. So you got to call it out. You speak it out loud. You write it down. I'm going to actually just write this to give you a little bit of information because this is good content. Look, it's Gary V, Cassandra Bright, trash talk. Plug into that. Gary V, Cassandra Bright, care about you, trash talk. Why is that a big deal? Because if you associate that word with somebody else, you will not succeed. That's the point. They steal the life out of it's a life force thief. That's how insane vast numbers of followings around trending and stuff is so dangerous. And that's the research that they discovered. And there's other underlining things from the Illuminati to the CIA, to the Democratic Party, to the celebrity influencer, to the other one, corporate America. You must start thinking for yourselves. You must figure out ways to battle the demon. Rosemary. Let's take an Om to end this session because I feel really good. One more time. noting that frequency is what you're tapping into, and they're trying to jar our frequencies. Be careful which music you listen to on TikTok, meaning your chakras, there's 7. When you hear woo, even that was a mild case of it. It misaligns your chakra. And if 7.6 billion people of you are looking at the same effect, then everyone is out of alignment. And they're counting on that. Because when you're out of alignment, then you have to codependently depend on them for a product. They can mind manipulate you, and they can get you to vote for who they want you to vote for. You got that? They do it with the filter. They do it with the songs. They're doing it in Hollywood with the movies they're putting out for the most part. And they're doing it with these younger generation millennial musicians. They're all sellouts. Okay. Thank you for watching.